Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Hearts 4, as we're going to be starting a new series today as Germany. Now, we did a German campaign last year as a democratic Germany, and in 2019 we did a more traditional German campaign. However, we have not done a Kaiser-led Germany since 2018. So that's what we're going to be doing in this series. We're going to be doing a return of the Kaiser campaign. And so let's go ahead and jump on into it. We're going to start a new game here in 1936, of course, as the German Reich. So take a look at the custom game rules. We'll go ahead and load up the Let's Play here. And you'll see we're doing our traditional 2 ticks for all the major powers, with the exception of ourselves, of course. All this will be standard here. Leave everything as is. Now, many of you are probably aware that there is a major expansion coming soon. On September 27th, By Blood Alone will release, and that adds a new focus tree for Italy, Switzerland, and Ethiopia. And then it also will be giving us a completely new peace treaty system, which looks really awesome and much improved from the current version that we've had since launch, which is a really garbage system overall. So I'm really happy to see that getting revamped. And then we'll also be getting some other new features like a plane designer, a couple other things that are definitely going to add to the overall game experience. So that releases in less than a month, and unfortunately we're starting this campaign a bit late, later than I intended. Part of that is because of the house showings were taking up a lot of time, and then I got sick. I did get COVID for a second time, and I'm still sick right now. You might be able to tell from my voice that I have not fully recovered yet. The first time I tested positive for COVID was in 2020, and overall it was incredibly mild. I had a slight cough, felt a little bit tired. Overall, I didn't even really know that I was sick. So it was a very, very mild sickness. But this second go around, getting COVID, testing positive, was much, much worse. A lot more symptoms. It was more like a flu, but probably not quite as bad as a flu, but lasting longer than a flu typically does, lasting a few days longer. My wife and I experienced, a fever. We had joint pain, loss of taste, coughing, obviously, quite a bit of coughing, and just a whole bunch of other symptoms. It was not a very pleasant experience overall. So that's the reason why we're starting so late, both from the house showings taking up so much time and then us getting sick here over the last week. So because of that, we're going to be doing a little bit different campaign here. We're going to be trying to focus largely on Europe, really focus on fighting basically a fascist Europe. So Kaiser-led Germany is going to be surrounded by fascists, and might be more than one fascist faction that we'll have to fight. I do imagine that they might create 2 or 3 different factions. So they might not all be in one faction, but they should all be enemies. Just about all of Europe, with one exception. So let's just go through here. You'll see that Soviet Union's going fascist. Japan, not in Europe. They're going to be going with the neutrality route. So the idea here is that they'll attack the Soviet Union from the east. I don't recall what all else Japan does on that focus route. Italy will be going with their traditional historical branch. Remember, they still don't have their tree, so their new tree. They just got that old one, which doesn't really have a whole lot of options. France is going to be going fascist. Poland, they have 2 fascist options. This one here will result in them creating their own faction, I think. I'm not entirely sure how it'll work, but I thought it'd be interesting to try this route, because I don't think I've ever had Poland do that. With the dominions, they're all going to be doing their alternate democratic route here. They will try and break away from Britain, but Britain's going to release them anyways, and you'll see why. India is going to be going with their historical route. The Hungarians, the Romanians, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, they're all going to be going their fascist routes. Nationalist China will go with their alternate route that does result in them attacking the other warlords. Since Japan will be attacking China, I think it'd be fun to just watch them fight among themselves. Communist China goes their historical route. Manchukuo is going to stay obedient. So Britain is going to be that one exception, the one country that is not going to go fascist. They're instead going to concede to the trade unions, go with the communist route of their focus tree, and that does result in them decolonizing, I believe. So releasing all of their colonies, making them independent again. I think it should be interesting, and it kind of fits with what we're trying to do here with this campaign. I'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute. The United States is going to be going Democratic alternate, so they should be leading a Democratic faction a little bit earlier than typical, and we're hoping to avoid fighting this Democratic faction. The Dutch are going to do the cave to the Germans, which is just their fascist route, so we don't actually want them to cave to us specifically. We want them to go fascist, and I believe that's the only fascist route they have here. With the Mexicans, they'll be going fascist. I think they might be the only non-European country that we have going fascist right now. And with Spain, we have them going with their Francoism. The Portuguese will be going fascist. Greece, there's two different choices for them: Anatolian fascist and just regular fascist. Now this results in them joining the Axis, which I'm not entirely sure how that'll work with the Axis no longer existing. So we just have them go this route instead. I think it'll be a little bit more interesting. Bulgaria, you have them going fascist. Same thing with Turkey, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. So essentially everybody in Europe, except for Britain, is going fascist. And again, I don't expect that this will be one faction. It'll probably be a couple different fascist factions, but maybe they'll all be in one giant faction, and we'll be completely surrounded, with the exception of those countries that don't have a unique focus tree. So Denmark, Belgium, Switzerland, Austria. Obviously, they will not be going fascist. I guess you can include Luxembourg, I suppose, as well. But everybody else will be going fascist. We will be leaving the difficulty on regular, so we don't get these penalties that just make everything take longer. Instead, we get our difficulty from the AI major nation buffs. All right, excellent. So I think we're good to go here. Yeah, I think that's good. So what we're trying to do here is just focus on Europe, fighting in Europe, expanding in Europe, and just kind of defeating these fascist powers. I don't know that we'll annex very much. We'll probably like restore them to monarchies if we can. It's like maybe a restore a monarchy here in France. But the Italians, they actually have, let's go and jump into this. There's actually that option, which I think we did last time we did this this focus route, where we can get rid of Mussolini, assassinate Mussolini here, and then attempt to get Italy into our faction and basically make them a monarchy under Victor Emmanuel III. So that'd be an interesting option. We'll have to see if it works or not, because it doesn't always. It just depends how things go down. So we might have an ally in Italy, but I don't expect we're going to have any other allies unless they get attacked by one of the fascist countries and then they want to join our faction. Of course, we might not have a faction at that time. We'll just have to see. Let's go and get all these troops selected here. Get them moving over here towards Frankfurt. But yeah, I do think our faction will get destroyed. The Axis faction. Once we do this, the Civil War, which that's going to be the first thing that we're going to be doing on our focus tree. I just like to get as Germany, I just like to get the Civil War finished with as soon as possible. But just kind of looking at what we have in the focus tree, we got the 4-year plan. These are, of course, our domestic focuses. Want to kind of move towards that extra research slot as soon as we can. Air innovations, so that's our air tree, army tree, and of course here's the big focus tree here. And we're going to be opposing Hitler. So let's go and get that started. That is a 70-day focus. Let's go and get our tech selected. It's going to be pretty traditional here from the outset. Now, one thing I want to do in this campaign that I intended to do in the French one, but ended up not working out because we had that like super early war, and so everything I had planned kind of didn't really play out the way I'd expected. But in that campaign, I wanted to build some really good heavy tanks and kind of have a little bit more of a focus on heavy tanks, something I don't traditionally do in my campaigns. I'm not a huge fan of heavy tanks. So I had intended to do that for that French campaign, but it didn't work out. And so in this one, we're going to try it out. Germany is honestly better situated for such a development like that anyways. So that's what we're going to be trying to do. And this one is building some heavy tanks and playing around with those a little bit more than we typically would. Let's go and get some stuff building. Probably just going to go for some more civilian factories. Let me just take a look at what our factory situation is. 28 military and 32 civilians, which most of those we probably won't have use of. But yeah, let's go ahead and build in these 80% locations, although probably don't want to build them on this side. We're going to want to build on this side since we're going to lose all this in the Civil War. So yeah, we'll just build 3 civilian factories for right now. Looks like we have a decision available. That's the cancel Mayfo builds. We won't do that yet. We'll leave it as is for now. Our military factories, let's gonna get these assigned, and also we need to fix the situation here with the ships. Yeah, we got a bunch of ships building, which are probably fairly old. Yeah, let's not even build some of these if they're not very far among their production. We'll just get rid of them. Now the bigger ones, it doesn't look like they're that far, but that's quite a bit of a production for a bigger ship, so we'll probably keep those going. This one here is just about done. A lot of these are just about done, aren't they? Alright, so what we'll do is we'll just set them all up to deploy here. Alright, so we got them all set up to deploy here, and also made sure that they're only building one more of these older ships. And they're just about done with many of those. Let's go to get the military factories assigned. We'll see how we're doing on equipment. Germany starts out much better than most countries when it comes to equipment. So we already got 10 of these military factories going into infantry equipment. We do want to build a bit of a reserve for that, but I think that's a bit much. Let's really build up the support equipment, the artillery. Is this our best light tank? Let's just take a look. It looks like that is our best light tank for now. We will make use of light tanks. You guys know I love light tanks. So we'll be building some of those. I'm going to put these up just a little bit higher here. And maybe 2 factories in each of these, 3 into the fighters, and then I'm noticing that we're not building any naval bombers yet. So let's go and change that. Get some naval bombers building. Alright, so that looks pretty solid here. Is there anything else that we need to build that we're not yet? So the tank here, I think this is pretty close to being done. I would want to make some changes though before we actually started building this. They have 3 heavy machine guns. Reliability is pretty low. I mean, that's not too bad, but yeah, you could definitely increase that a little bit. Might be other changes we want to make as well. So we won't build the heavy tanks just yet. We'll just build the light tanks for now. Let me see if we got anything else that we're not currently building that we need to. Suppose we could get the anti-air going. Looks like we don't have anti-tanks yet. I don't think we're going to work on trains just yet. We'll wait on those. Same thing with like any armored cars. We'll do the anti-air here. So let's get this moved up with that artillery. And then maybe just take one of these here and put it into the anti-air. Alright, so that looks pretty solid, I think. Done with the factories. And do we want to start training up some units yet? I'm a little hesitant to do so before the Civil War starts, because I'm not sure if it'll give some of those units to them or not. I'm not entirely sure how it'll work. So what we'll do is we'll probably just save the equipment and the manpower. The Civil War is going to be starting soon anyways. So let's go and get this put up to speed 5. Planes. That's one thing I did not mess with yet. So let's go ahead and get that arranged as well. So we're just going to take all the planes and then just get rid of them. And then we'll rebuild these wings out. So we'll just set up some new air wings right here, or maybe somewhere else if it's a larger air base somewhere. Yeah, right here's got 1,200. I'm not entirely sure where we'll lose. I don't know how far down it goes. We might lose Munich. I don't recall. It's been a while since I've done this campaign, so we'll just do it right here because I'm pretty sure we'll keep control of that air base. All right, so just get whatever we have here set up and training. It looks like we have only interwar fighters right now, but man, the new air system is just so much better. It's going to be much easier to manage everything, including creating air wings. Essentially, everything to do with planes is now better. Increase that up to 100 here. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the upcoming expansion, because it's basically doing a lot of things that I've been wanting for a long time. The peace treaty system, as I was mentioning before, I mean, that's been a problem since the game came out. And of course, plane management has also been an issue for a long time. Yeah, we'll just train all these guys up. In fact, let's go increase their numbers up to 100. We are building these, so let's slowly get those built up. All right, excellent. So I think we're good to go here. We are over the cap a little bit here, so we could go and move one of these air wings once I get there. That's fine for now, though. I guess the last thing we need to do is take a look at the resource situation. We do need to trade for some rubber, unfortunately. We will trade with the British. since we don't know if they're going to be an enemy or not. Since they're going the communist route, means they won't be in these fascist factions that we'll be fighting. Yeah, the idea here was that we could focus on Europe, not have to fight too much outside of Europe. Hopefully not much at all, actually. Might have to fight in North Africa or something. But for the most part, really focus on just fighting in Europe for this one. And defeating pretty much all the other European countries, with the exception of the British and maybe the Italians. We'll see what happens there. We might also be able to create Austria-Hungary. That's an option in the focus tree. So we'll have to see there, guys. Now, these guys are overstretching the supply here, so we might want to move some of them. There's also a lot of snow on the ground, so we can move them up this way. And there's also advantages to moving them once the Civil War starts. We will get more units once the Civil War begins as well. Let's put these guys up here. And yeah, just kind of split the units up a little bit. Someone over here. Just don't got them all in the same area, you know? Maybe I should take a couple of these. Bring them up here. Yeah, just spread them out a little bit. And maybe bring this guy over here as well. I don't remember exactly where we lose, as I was saying before, so I'm a little bit hesitant to move them too far over, too far east. I know we lose Berlin in the Civil War. I recall that. I want to say it's something like this way, and maybe we do lose Munich. Yeah, just get these guys spread out a little bit. Also, we can move them out of here, since the war will not be over there. And I think that fires pretty much as soon as we finish up this focus here. We'll get an event that'll start it all up. Yeah, the fascist supporters will start a civil war. So I think it'll be an event that'll start it up. There we go. So before we start the civil war, let's go ahead and get another national focus selected. And can't do the secure the new state until after we finish up the civil war. We won't want to do naval rearmament right now. I think we'll probably just go with the 4-year plan next. It's going to give us research bonuses for industry, and it'll also get us a new political advisor. You see, we did just get a huge shot of political power, so we'll want to make use of that here in a minute. Let's first go ahead and let this fire, and you'll see we'll have a new leader, giving us increase of stability and war support, and division attack and defense on core territory will be plus 20%, but stability is going to drop by quite a bit, negative 25% here. And of course, most importantly, we're going to lose half of our country. Okay, so yeah, we do lose Munich. That's what I was expecting. So they did give us a bunch of these really cruddy units here. Just infantry template of like 3 battalions, so not very good. But enough to cover the entire front. And in addition to that, we also have all the units that we already had. So we'll probably have to set these up into, I'm thinking, 2 separate armies with 2 separate fronts. But let's go ahead and get this done first. So we're doing the 4-year plan here. And then we have some political power to spend as well. So let's go ahead and see what we want to do. I think it would make sense to get some type of bonus for our military since we're right here in conflict immediately. We could also get like a silent workhorse or something if there's any available. I know that a lot of these advisors are restricted to the fascist. So yeah, there's really not an option there. There's not really anybody good at this moment except for the war industrialists, so I don't think we're going to get a political advisor right now. Let's instead go and get ourselves like a chief of army, something that's going to help us out immediately here. Now, we don't have army innovations yet, so can't get the division speed bonus here, which is probably what we're going to want. You guys know I really like speed. We can always switch over to that. We could also instead go with a military high command. I'm thinking attack. I mean, organization would be good as well. Either one of these would be fine. But if we went with the military high command, let me see what options we have available to us currently. Just really division attrition. Although there is the infantry expert, which will increase the attack and defense for our infantry, which is mainly what we currently have. And so this is going to give us defense and attack bonuses. So probably better than going with the chief of army. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get him appointed, and then I think we're going to go ahead, if we have the political power, we don't. We're just short. But we'll next get some type of research bonus, I think. All right, so let's go and get these armies set up. So we're gonna have one here in the north, and then one here in the south. Thinking the line should be about probably right here. It'd be good. Yeah, so we'll put these guys into this army here, and this one as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get them set up. Give them a front line and offensive line. And let me just fix that. There we go. So we're looking at 13 and 10. I did forget I got a couple units here. And then we have all of our other units as well. Yeah, I suppose we could increase their front just a little bit. There we go. So that's a little bit more even. And then just take these other units and get them assigned as well. So that gets us up to 19 there. And 20 over here, which is probably the more important of the fronts. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some planning bonuses going. And then some commanders selected here. And maybe change up their colors as well. I guess the north one, we'll just make them blue. It'll be a blue diamond. And I guess with the southern force, we'll just make them red. And a heart. Spread that love. Alright, so we need to get some commanders selected here. So probably want to put Rommel in charge. You know, we don't have a ton of tanks or anything right now. So we can't have like an army that's just based on tanks. Manstein would also be another good option for initial commander. So we'll probably have him in charge of the other army. So what I'm thinking is Manstein in the north and Rommel in the south, just because he has that engineer, and there's a lot of rivers over here. I suppose there's rivers down here as well, but yeah, we'll do Manstein in the north and get him. I suppose we could do the Fortress Buster, though we don't actually have any command power, so we're not getting anything just yet. Let's go and get Rommel put in charge of the southern army. And we'll see what he's got available, just guerrilla fighter. And then we need to get a field marshal as well. So our two options here are von Rundstedt with the urban assault specialist and defensive doctrine, or von Kluge with his offensive doctrine. And I think that's who we're going to put in charge here. He's got that better attack. Alright, excellent. So again, don't have any command power for getting actual traits right now. And we do have some decisions available, and I think that's because we have all that political power right now. Yeah, we don't need to be notified of any of these at the moment. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just leave it as is for now. It's okay. So did the other Germany, Hitler's Germany, did they get any ships or planes, or did we keep them for getting all of them? Looks like they do have about maybe 300 planes or so. Can't see what their fleet currently looks like though. Okay, so they could have a small fleet. I don't really want to fight in the seas, and I just don't see any benefit of putting our ships out there right now. We will put the planes out there though, so let's go ahead and stop them all from exercising and get them moved to these two areas here. So the fighters, it looks to me almost like they split. Yeah, they split our Air Force in half essentially. I see. Yeah, so we got about half of them. Got it. So let's put these guys over here to do any naval strike, just in case the German enemy here, Nazi enemy I should say, does come up over this way. We'll do a little bit of bombing of them. Does mean we don't have enough fighters to have in both areas, unfortunately. So we're just going to focus on one. So let's move over to this airbase since it's a little bit closer here. Get them doing the air superiority. We'll also bring the tactical bombers, or we'll leave them over here and have them doing the close air support. We have actually two air wings of tactical bombers. Got some older ones and some newer ones. And then the close air support will also move over here with those fighters and provide us with some close air support. Alright, excellent. So I don't think there's any like wide open territory. And it is winter right now, although I don't see the penalties on the ground. You can see the snow, but yeah, it doesn't look like there's any actual penalties on our side anyway. We do have some snow on this side. And so it would be best to wait until that snow dissipates before we attack. Yeah, I think it would probably be best. So let's just let them attack us. Oops, I'm going to slow this down a bit too. And they might not even attack us initially. But those let all of our units get over to their, over to the front line before we do the attacks as well. And we can kind of see what they're currently working with over here. And let me just see if we can see anything on them now. So with the ships, they do have some ships. A few of them, not a ton. Okay. Just wanted to see what we're currently facing. Alright, so these guys are here, so let's go ahead and start the attack now. And in the area where we feel confident we can win, like perhaps right here, let's go and attack with the better unit. Looks like they're both pretty cruddy. Let's support these guys here, and these ones over here. And then maybe try to get a win right here as well. We'll try and cut off units wherever we can. They cut off that guy right there. Alright, so pushing forward there, and so probably attack right here as well. Just kind of gang up on them where we can. And the Civil War should be fairly easy overall. It's typically not too difficult. Of course, you do have the winter modifiers here for at least another couple weeks. But yeah, for the most part, this shouldn't be too difficult of a victory, just to get them knocked out. That's why I like getting it done early on. As far as like how we're doing in the skies, they're controlling the south while we're controlling the north. I don't know that we have any other planes in the stockpile. Let me just take a peek here. Not really. Got about 50 interwar fighters, so I suppose you could move these down here just so we're at least trying to contend against them. We'll just put like I don't want to put them all down there, just like 40 for now. Or at least trying to contend with them there, but obviously they're going to have a lot more planes than we do. We should take a look at our production as well, since we did just lose all those factories. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull back on infantry equipment now. Actually, you should probably kept some of those up into the infantry equipment. Pull back on the tanks a little bit. And artillery. Just trying to get some into the planes down here. And pull back on the tanks a little bit more. Alright, so that looks pretty solid. And we're still building those 3 civilian factories as well. Alright, so we're just about one there. We've already pushed forward here as well. Let's go ahead and grab this location. I want to attack that unit there just to lock them down temporarily. And bring another unit over here to help out. Actually, let's bring the better unit. Alright, so we've seized control of Rostock. Let's go ahead and keep pushing forward with these fast tanks. And where are all of our fast units? I know that we have... Yeah, we just have the one tank here. This might be a little bit unbalanced. No, we have one tank in each. Okay, I suppose that's fine. So one fast unit on each front. That's all we got. So let's go ahead and get these tanks moving over to here. Make sure we're actually making use of those. Now, their design isn't fantastic, but it's not horrible for the beginning of the game. That's really not too bad at all. Alright, so we've already taken this location here. Let's go ahead and now continue pushing forward. We'll attack with the unit with the best organization here. Alright, so he's going to go ahead and support this attack. And just keep on pushing the front forward. Let's see where else we might be able to get a victory. Probably could win right here. Gonna avoid attacking across rivers when we can. We will go ahead and attack with both these units though. And it looks like we're having some difficulty getting the win here due to the sheer number of divisions. I have 3 divisions there, so making it kind of challenging for us to break through there. Let's go and attack right here. And we're gonna avoid the mountains and the forest. Yeah, just try and get behind these guys if we can. Again, it's a civil war, so we want to ensure that we take a few as casualties as possible. We might have to actually stop this attack here, because clearly this is not working out. Alright, so in the south we're having a little bit more trouble. Of course, that's where we don't have control of the sky as well. Let's shoot over to Stettin. Try and get control of that. So I'm going to get a win here over here as well. And we're stretching the front out quite a bit. And it looks like these guys are not in this army here, so let's go and fix that. So that they're getting the field marshal bonuses. And they are attacking us there. Should push us back again. Yeah, this clearly is not going to work here either. So might just need to give it a rest. It is raining. I think it results in some penalties, but it's really not too significant. Might just need to rest him a little bit, or let me try to send another unit over there and see if that does the trick. Yeah, we'll see if we can't break through there with the assistance of the other units. So we're now winning the defense here. Let's have this guy grab all the territory in the back over here. And we're winning one of these, but not the other. I see. Alright, we'll keep them both going for now. Let's try this attack again and see if we can't get a little bit more success this time. And they keep moving these units around, so you never really know who's going to be there when you actually do the attack. And it looks like we took some penalties here, unfortunately. And they are also engaging our freight convoys here. Alright, well, we are bombing them. I just don't want to put the ships out there because I don't want to potentially lose ships against our own navy, you know. So we'll avoid putting the fleet out there for now. But that might result in us losing some of these freight convoys, so that's going to be one penalty here. We could also trade with somebody else for our rubber just temporarily. I guess that might be the best way to do this, since this does take convoys, where we could instead trade with somebody else that doesn't take convoys. So perhaps we don't really want to trade with France, but what about Siam? Yeah, we'll trade with them. There's other resources that we're lacking due to the Civil War as well, so we'll go and trade for those. Lacking a little bit of tungsten, but I think we'll be fine leaving it as is. And also it looks like we have some free military factories, probably ones that we seized from them. So let's go and get these assigned. We'll put it into, let me just take a look and see how we're doing on everything. Probably, we got 5 in the infantry equipment, so probably the fighters. And try and build our fighter wings up. Yeah, having trouble right there. Up here, everything's going pretty well, though. I'm going to advance the front there, and let's go and have this unit assist. We could cut these guys off if we get a win right here, so let me try that out. This would require us to attack across the river, which obviously isn't optimum, but we're going to do it anyways. And still winning here, but not here. Even though it's only one unit. Looks like that's turning around now, though. Winning here would cut off that one unit there, now that we've taken this location. They're attempting to take it back, but I do not expect they'll have any success with that. We could make this go a little bit smoother by helping out. So I'm going to do that so these guys can attack here next. And we'll take this guy and bring him over this way. And maybe have one of these units here go over here so that this guy can go help out. Try and get that win there so we can finally cut that unit off. We did lose one of our convoys, that's okay. Alright, so we're just going to have him go here for now, I suppose. Go ahead and support that attack. We did get these 2 units surrounded. Alright, excellent, so now we need to get those destroyed. We'll take all these guys here, put them onto this front, and then these guys will all stay here. And that should be enough to get those 2 units destroyed. Alright, and then we'll want to stop this attack here, since we could easily cut them off. We can get a win right here. So I'm going to try and make that happen. Alright, so it's looking pretty solid. Still struggling to get the win there against those 2 units, unfortunately. He might need to rest up again, because he just can't seem to get it done. Remember, these are really cruddy units, so they are slow on the attack. We can try and defeat this unit here. Looks like we should be able to win there. And yeah, just a lot of units kind of standing around due to the rivers. I don't really want to attack across the rivers if we can avoid it. Again, just trying to avoid taking too high of casualties in a civil war. We could speed it up, of course, if we were being a little bit more reckless. I just don't want to. We're going for the research speed here. Yeah, I just don't want to do it. And I just want to keep the losses as low as possible. As of right now, we've taken 9,000 casualties, while the German Reich has taken 16,000, so we're doing pretty good on the kill-death ratio so far. Could be better, but yeah, not too shabby. And these are all rivers, so don't want to attack there. We did cut off another unit here, so it's going to work on getting him destroyed. And then probably attack down here as well. And then we'll support with this unit here. Alright, so still winning right there. And about to finish that battle there. We did get the 150 political power, so now we can go ahead and get something here. We could do another military bonus to help us out in this war, but I really want to start getting some of the research bonuses here, guys. Let's go and start doing that. So I think we'll start with the... We're going to start with the industrial concern. And we're going to get the... Yeah, we'll get the industrial one as well. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now we could get... this one here, which only gives a slight bonus for industrial research speed, while giving us synthetic resources research speed of plus 15%, so pretty high. But I think we're just going to do this one here, guys. Hopefully, with this setup that we have in this campaign, resources shouldn't be as bad of an issue as they often are for Germany. Should hopefully be a little bit easier to manage. Alright, so our tanks have one over here. Let's go and move towards Berlin. See if we can't get behind that unit there. We'll see if we can win here in Stettin. Looks like we should be able to. So we're going to try and get over here. We're going to need to attack right here in order to keep them locked down. And that tank needs to win right there as well. Could end up going to Berlin through here, but that would be across the river. So let's hope that's not the way we have to go. And looks like we lost this attack. So let's go and start it back up. We'll want to support this as well. We did win here, so let's go ahead and start moving towards Nuremberg now. This guy can go over here. And still trying to get the win right there. So yeah, again, still a lot of units down here in the south just kind of standing around. I think we lost this attack. We won this one here, but I thought we had another attack down here somewhere. So let's go and do this attack here. Going after those victory points. Try and get these guys defeated as soon as we can. Alright, so we're going to need to get them locked down longer, though. You know what? I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, you can see here, we're not going to win. So let's go and stop that then. Instead, let's help out with this attack here. Alright, so we have the Japanese young officer coup. So we're very close to being able to cut them off completely. Just basically take this territory here, and then you cut off the south from the rest of the country and from supply. So yeah, we're going to grab that real quick just to make that happen. Make this southern region a little bit easier to get it conquered. Clearly they're defending Nuremberg now, so we'll better go that way. Let's go ahead and take... Oh, I don't want to get too... Alright, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have this guy go this way, and he'll just grab this one, I suppose. So we have 10 here, and only 8 up here. Alright, well I guess it is good to probably get this wrapped up sooner. Let's make sure that we have planning bonuses for both sides, though. Looks like only the southern part had it. So yeah, I can't win here right now. The tank is just too weak, unfortunately. We did destroy those 2 units over there, getting this one destroyed now. Covert assistance in return for Baku oil fields. So anti-communist groups in Manchuria are plotting against Joseph Stalin. They plan to overthrow the Bolsheviks with another civil war. Representatives from this group have approached us asking for help with covert military buildup in return for future oil rights in the Baku oil fields. So we can say anything that destabilizes the Soviet Union is a good thing, so the German Empire will help build military industry in preparation for a civil war in the Soviet Union. In return, the German Empire will receive resource rights to the Baku oil fields after the Soviet Civil War is over. So that could be pretty useful for a time until we're at war with them, I suppose. It does have a penalty here. So with this route, it's 60 days of lower factory output and losing a lot of our civilian factories. We can go with this option here where the penalty is even larger, and we'll also have 2 army leaders go and fight for the opposition during the Soviet Civil War. Or we can say, let's not get involved. We'll just do this option here. I know it does have some penalties here, but having access to the oil will help us. So I think that's what we're going to do, guys. Just kind of help out. Even though technically we're helping the fascist side, I believe, which will be our future enemy. That's okay. So let's go to tank over here. See if we can win there. It looks like probably no. I think the route to Berlin will probably be across this river here. I suppose we can go in. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like we're actually about to be cut off, so... I don't know if I can stop that. We can try. Let's just take a look here. 3 days and 13 hours. This guy would get there in 1 day and 23 hours. So let's go and attack him, and let me see if we can't get there in time. Yeah, we should be able to get there. Yeah, we'll be alright. So just make sure we don't get ourselves cut off from supply. Not winning here, so let's stop that. You can see that he is doing the last stand here. There are, some penalties for doing that, but obviously it's helping them out quite a bit, and just making our attacks here more difficult. Yeah, this is a loss as well, so we're going to stop those. No reason to keep losing efforts going. And we do need to fix these fronts as they move. So here's another unit that has been completely surrounded here. Let's go ahead. Just take a couple of these guys and have them help out here. Just 2 dudes I think will be fine. Let's go and push forward here, and we'll help out right there as well. Alright, so we did get somebody here in time, it looks like, to stop these units from moving here, so that we don't get ourselves cut off from supply. But I don't know if we're going to be able to hold on with the sheer number of units that they're currently facing there. Where are all the other units? Oh, they're all over here engaged. I see. Alright, well, we're bringing tanks over here. Kind of help out, make sure we don't lose there. I could try and attack across the river here. If they were weaker, I'd do it. You know what? Maybe we might be able to win. I'm noticing that we only got about 56 days worth of fuel left. I suppose we could trade for a little bit, maybe just 1 factory worth, and probably from the Dutch here. Though we might not have any civilian factories. That's what it seems like. Yeah, we don't currently have any civilian factories due to that 1 modifier. So that is taking all the civilian factories that we currently have, unfortunately. Alright, so trading for oil is not going to be an option. Do we have any planes sitting in the stockpile that we can deploy here? We do have some tactical bombers. I think those are like old tactical bombers. But it might be worth sending them here. Just kind of help us out. And you know what? Let's get these guys up to 50 here. I'm not sure that we have any in the stockpile, but that's okay. And then we'll just do like 50 here as well. I'm doing the close air support here. And we will do the more ground crews once we have some spare command power, because I want to use that command power probably for the field marshal here. And we'll get the charismatic. Alright, excellent. I suppose both, well, not Rommel, but Manstein has a trait we can get for him as well once we have the command power. Alright, so still attacking over here. And let's go ahead and take these guys and get them attacking here as well as we move towards Berlin. And unfortunately, I missed our opportunity here to attack while it was open. So now we'd have to attack across the river, and again, it's not the best way to go about doing that. So we'll just send all the units this way, attack from the north, and start heading towards Berlin. Still trying to get that 1 unit destroyed there. Might be able to get a win over here. So you can see these are where the rail connections are, so that'd be a big win for us. Still trying to defend here and struggling. Try attacking here just to help out. Looks like we're getting more units. Let's send this guy over here. Been fighting here forever. And struggling to get a win there. And it looks like Italy just finished up in Ethiopia as well. So we probably should send some more units over here to this front. And just looking for some openings here, guys, where we can get some easy wins. Probably right here. Take this guy, have him attack, and then have the other 2 units support him. See if that's a win. Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it should be a victory. Key here, of course, is going towards Berlin now, though. And continuing taking damage due to those events. Alright, so we're green here right now. We're going to go and stop this. As you can see, we are having some supply issues there. And yeah, it's just real slow going down here in the south, despite their own supply issues. Yeah, just need to get this here wrapped up as well. And I'll see if I can attack here. This guy's pretty weak, so I should be able to get a win there. Alright, so Berlin is open to us. Let's go ahead and do the attack now. We did win both of these 2 attacks here. Stettin's well defended here, so we can probably attack across the river without any issue. Let's go over this way, have him come over here. And then a lot of these units here are just defending currently. So we're going to have to finish up that defense before we can do anything else. Alright, so clearly this isn't going to work, so we'll stop it. And unfortunately they did reconnect that. I think it's largely because this unit just decided to take off, unfortunately. Yeah, he just took off. They were really set on going back over that way for whatever reason. I guess because it's all one front now. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure why they were so set. Everybody's leaving. Sometimes the AI has just got to be micromanaged a little bit. So yeah, we'll see if we can't grab Munich now. And still going after Berlin here. Let's actually attack right here. And then send these units across the river. Trying to make the conquest of Berlin a little bit quicker. Do forgive all the cuts. I am still coughing pretty bad, unfortunately. I didn't want to wait any longer because it had already been a while since we were supposed to start this series. And so I just really wanted to get it started. Even though I wasn't really fully recovered. But you know what, these coughs, especially the COVID cough, sometimes it's not a quick process trying to recover from it. So yeah, I just didn't want to wait any longer. So yeah, we'll have this tank sweep through here, get all this territory with his high speed. And we've been on this attack since the beginning of the Civil War. That's just ridiculous. We did get some military factories, probably from taking, well, not Berlin, probably Munich, from taking Munich. So let's go and get these assigned. We're not building units yet. I suppose we could build some. We have plenty of manpower, and looks like we have equipment as well. So could build a few. I don't know if we're going to deploy before the Civil War is over. Probably not. But, you know, obviously it'd be helpful after the Civil War. I really want to get some planes going, so let's go ahead and put these into the planes. So we'll get more close air support going. And let's build some units real quick and see what all we're going to need. So obviously these are, you know, not well designed here. None of the divisions are great at this point. Yeah, here you just have the infantry. This is not too shabby for the time, of course. And then our mountain troops, we want to increase the size of those. We have a little bit of experience, so we could go ahead and do something now with this. Like just going to get some artillery going here. Yeah, we'll get some artillery put in here. As far as the combat width for our main infantry division here, could stay 25 or under, so that they get the, you know, the best width for the mountains. Or we could go with a higher width and you know, they just won't be as good at mountains. I mean, mountains aren't the majority of provinces or anything, so I could see going with a larger division design here as well. But for right now, this will work. We'll just add the 2 artillery battalions in there. Let's go and save that, and that's pretty much all of our experience here. So we'll go and train some of these guys up, and we'll see how we're doing on equipment. Yeah, it looks like we can build one, essentially. Alright, well that's fine. We'll just build the 1 for now. And didn't finish with the military factories. I wanted to see what all we needed. Probably going to need a lot of artillery guns, so let's go and put a bunch of factories into that, since we did just make that adjustment. Of course, that's going to affect all the units currently fighting. Alright, so let's go and do this attack here. We've got these guys bottled up at this point, so we're going to just go and attack across the river, because this just feels like it's never going to end otherwise. So we'll sweep through here with the tank. And I think we're just going to have him go to this front here, because I really want to start pushing forward a little bit faster, if at all possible. Just looking for other openings. Not really seeing any that don't require us to attack across rivers. Except for maybe right here. So push forward here as well. Try and get up behind these troops if we can. And we should be able to win here. Just kind of support with some of these. And I suppose we can try another attack here. I don't expect to win that. Maybe. We are doubling up on them, so might be able to get a victory there. So let's go and take this province here to cut it all off. Cut off all the far north here. And looking pretty solid here, guys. He could probably get over here before the tank can. So yeah, just trying to get this area here ramped up. And I suppose we'll just go ahead and have him attack. Well, that's into the mountains. We don't really want to attack in the mountains. Let's let him move out of the mountains. That would be wise. And these guys are struggling to get this win right here. So let's go and stop them. And the reason why we're losing this here is because we're currently already attacking. So let's try and help out. But maybe we can turn that into a win. The attack on Berlin has been challenging. Let's try and attack right here. Maybe that will result in them not being able to retreat. And then let's just take this unit and then have him just cover this all. Take it all out. Take out as much as he can anyways. And all these units want to have them assigned over to here. So let's go and grab that province. It's wide open. And it looks like we're breaking through here. So yeah, it should be pretty smooth going from here on out, hopefully. So let's go and grab this one mountain province here while there's nobody there defending it. It's really the best way to take a mountain province is when there's nobody there. Worked out nicely for us. Still trying to go after Berlin. We have cut off these troops over here. Let's go and attempt an attack right here then. And let's see how we want to do this. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and try and get here before he does. I don't think we will be able to though. 13 hours. So probably not. Alright, let's go this way then. Just take out this territory here. Well, 2 more units cut off there. We can get wiped out. And unfortunately, we are going to have to stop that attack. Yeah, it's just not going to work out. Yeah, just struggling in some of these areas here. Let's go and get across the river over here. And we have taken the mountain province. Let's go and do the attack here now. So just these 2 provinces left, and then we're done. We'll have this freed up, and all these divisions can come to the front over here. Let's go ahead and move the blue front up a little bit. Since we're starting to get this south cleared out a bit. We don't need to commandeer civilian planes, I don't think, or excuse me, civilian trains. There's actually a unit here. Alright, I was not expecting that. So, you know what, let's make sure all these units stay down here. Yeah, we don't need this many units over here. I think 3 should probably be enough, honestly. And then let's go ahead and give these guys a new line as well. Alright, excellent. That should be good to go. So we're getting it cleaned up, guys. Cleared up. All that good stuff. And we'll see if we can't get over here before he does. Highly unlikely. Maybe, though. And we have grabbed Berlin. Excellent. So that's now in our control unless we have a bunch of our military factories back. So a lot of these need to go in artillery, though. One problem here is tungsten. We're short on tungsten still. Alright, well, we do have aluminum. So could just build more planes. I think that's what we'll do. Let's build more planes. Since we have plenty of aluminum. And they were pushing us back in some areas while we push forward in others. I think all these guys can come up over here. And then let's have him go this way. So just trying to get that little pocket destroyed there in Augsburg. This guy's pretty weak. So I'm just going to attack here. And then let's go and attack across here as well. And yeah, I guess we'll just push forward all across here. Have him support that. And then yeah, even though this is across a river, let's just get it done. Actually, you know what? We can cut him off if we get this victory here, so let's not do that. Trying to attack here again. It does look like we're going to lose here. Yeah, so let's just go and stop that. Might be able to help out here. This is across a river, though, so yeah, probably not the best way to do that. But they are being a little bit more active and doing some attacks of their own. Let's see if I can get across the river here. Probably not before this guy gets there. But we will try. You know what? Actually, let's do an attack right here to lock that unit down. So we try and get across the river there. Alright, so with that win there, should allow us to get these guys destroyed here. Just these 4 units remaining. And then we'll be done. Over here, we have a little bit more territory here left to attack. Get conquered. Go after that air base right there. And there's also an opening over here. So as we attack across the river there. And maybe attack right here as well. Alright, so the north is going pretty well. Yeah, not too bad at all. Still trying to get this here wrapped up. It's going to go this way, and we'll attack here as well. I know these are all across the river, but it's fine. And not really any openings here just yet. We gotta wait till we get some of those other areas wrapped up. Let's go and attack here. We got the 4-year plan focus. Alright, so those gave us the research bonuses for the industry. And let's see what we want to get next. I kind of really think we should move towards the research slot. So probably going to get this one. That's some nice research bonuses. And also we'll be able to build military factories, civilian factories, and dockyards quicker. So I think that's a good one for us. Let me just make sure there wasn't anything else that we need a little bit more than that. I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's probably the best one for us to get. Though I would like to get army innovation, so we'll have that speed advisor. But yeah, let's go with this one for now. Yeah, I think that's for the best. Just so we can build a little bit faster. What are we currently working on? That's right, we don't have any civilian factories because of me doing that that Soviet event. Helping out the fascists over there. Well, attacking here will cut off all of these guys, including the capital, from the rest of the country here. That's the new capital currently. Alright, so mostly green. Couple defenses where we're not looking great, but that's okay. We could probably help out by doing those 2 attacks. Let's go and attack here as well. And here. So other 4 units, we've already destroyed half of them. Only 2 remaining. We got the basic machine tools. Excellent. So let's go with the concentrated industry, and we do have a research bonus for this as well. So I'm going to get that quicker now. I think we have 2 industrial research bonuses, though one of them might have been applied to that other one that we were working on at that moment. So still trying to win here. Just so we can get these guys cut off. Almost got the win there. Very close. And this is clearly going to be a failure, so we're going to stop that. We'll stop this one as well. No reason to keep these failed attacks going. Go here. Just try and help out with that defense. And God, this is just taking forever. There we go. Good God, that took forever to get that knocked out. But we've got the units freed up, so now we can move the Red Army up north just a little bit more. So Blue Army doesn't have as much of a task here. So we'll get them moving. And it looks like we should be able to cut off some units if we get this victory here. So we'll get that working on. Should be able to win here, and yeah, we'll cut off, I don't know, a few units. These guys are cut off, so let's go ahead and now get them wiped out. And we'll see if there's any openings for us. We could try and attack the city here again. And it looks like this should be a victory as well. Move this guy here to ensure we don't lose that. And we'll attack across the river here against this really weak unit. So I'm trying to get the Civil War done in the first episode. We are starting to run a little low on time here. So I don't know if we'll be able to get it done or not. That'll give us some nice bonuses there for our units immediately. Let's see what we want to get next. So we have the industrial bonuses, but we are not in 1937, so we're going to want to wait to get those. No reason to research those ahead of time. But probably want to go ahead and get the radio for the reinforce rate. That's pretty helpful, that 5% bonus there. So we'll work on that next. We can go ahead and support here. Just trying to get the win there. These guys should be attacking here. Getting that one unit wiped out. It's like everybody else is attacking, or one unit's attacking while everybody else is just sitting there, sitting around watching. Alright, so now these two units here are cut off from supply. So we're in a good position on this front. And we need another unit over here. So, I'm not entirely sure what this guy's doing. Something silly, because he wants to take the rails, so yeah, it's just not the best way to go about doing that. They could easily connect this if they attack right there. I think we should be okay. Yeah, we got another unit coming over there now, so I think we'll be fine. Now, as far as how we're doing in the war so far, we currently have taken 35.5 thousand casualties, while they've taken 109.4, so pretty good on the kill-death ratio. Not bad at all. Almost a 3.0 kill-death ratio. So yeah, not too shabby. We won right there. Let's go and attack here next. These should all be victories. I'm going to take this location. Alright, so these units are all going to move down to this front now that we finally finished that up. That took forever. We got her done. And all of these are green as well, except for this one. So we'll send another unit that isn't attacking across the river. Get that done. And probably should go ahead and help out with this attack here. Because clearly we are struggling to get the win here against this one unit. Nuremberg, looks like that's also been a more difficult attack, so we'll send in some assistance there. And I'm surprised that some of these are failures. So we're just going to change up who's all attacking in this area. Have these guys go this way. And have him support this attack here. Just trying to get the win there. And take him and attack this way. There you go, beautiful. Attack here as well. And yeah, not looking too bad here, guys. Attack right there. Looks like they might be causing us some trouble here. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Looks like we got cut off here, though. Alright, so we're going to need to help out so we don't lose that unit. Trying to avoid losing any units. But yeah, they're attacking us with everything they got there. We do have more units coming down to the south to help us out, but yeah, we might end up losing that one unit. Is it a really good one? Let me just take a look. It's just one of the old ones, or the ones that we were given with the Civil War. The cruddy ones. Alright, we'll take him, put him onto this front here. Alright, so looking pretty solid so far here, guys. Should be able to get it wrapped up soon. Let's go ahead and bring the Red Army up a little bit more. And we just keep on taking these penalties, unfortunately. Yeah, Blue Army needs to move over this way a bit more. Just a little bit. There we go. Alright, so got all those units there. And we finally won this war here. Yeah, all those units destroyed one guy. So they have capitulated. The Civil War is over. Alright, fantastic. We didn't get to see exactly what the kill-death ratio was, but I feel like we did a pretty good job overall in the conflict. Took, 30-something thousand casualties ourselves, so a bit more than we would have liked, but wasn't too bad. Could have been a much worse situation overall. So we have some free military factories. We'll get that assigned next episode. We do have an air doctrine. I think we'll just stay down the battlefield support. So yeah, we used our planes enough to be able to get an air doctrine. And that is dive bombing, air support mission efficiency. So I'll unlock that now. Decisions, looks like we might have some available. Not entirely sure we'll need to use those. We do need to get non-aligned support up though, and fascist support down, as well as democratic support down. So yeah, not a lot of support for non-aligned at this moment yet. We're going to take our planes, get them back into training, and rather than doing all this, we'll do all that next episode though, guys. We did get to the point that I wanted to get to, which was to win the German Civil War and to push Hitler out of power. Have go back towards the non-aligned route, and from here, we're going to do the secure the new state. Essentially, as soon as we finish our current focus, we will knock that out real quick since we're already working on it. So I don't want to lose progress we invested there. And then after that, we'll do, I suppose we'll be able to keep some of the progress. I think it's 15 days that is saved. So we're actually only losing 3 days, I suppose. But yeah, this is a good one to have, guys. And it does get us closer to getting to the extra research slot, so we'll keep it going. And then next we'll get to secure the new states, and then the revive the Kaiser Reich. And from there we'll just continue moving down. Our focus tree, though, we might want to get the research slot before we go any further. I really want to get the Kaiser back in power. So yeah, I'm not sure how far down we'll go down this before we go after the focus tree, because there are several things you got to do here. It looks like 2 focuses, perhaps. Because yeah, it does say we only need one of these 2. Yeah, just one of these 2. So it might be better to go ahead and get these 2 and then get the third one to get the research slot. So we'll have all 5 of our research slots available to us. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this first episode. We just pretty much did the Civil War for the entire video. So it didn't get as far as we typically do in episode 1 since we were at war the whole time. But from here on out, until we're back at war, we should be able to make pretty good progress each episode. We're going to aim to try and get through at least 1 year, as long as we're not at war. We're helping out with volunteers, which I don't think we're going to be helping out with much with volunteers. There might be a few civil wars we might want to get involved with. And of course it does get us that very useful army experience. But for the most part, probably won't get too involved, since everybody's going fascist and we want them to go fascist. So we don't want to like get involved with the Civil War and then we help the other side defeat the fascists, because that kind of defeats the purpose of the campaign, where we're trying to be fighting a bunch of fascist European powers. Again, we probably won't have many allies unless we can get them through the focus tree, such as Italy, or maybe even Austria-Hungary. I know that's a route, on the focus tree there's a route here somewhere that results in you creating the Austria-Hungary. So we can do stuff like that, but outside of the focus tree, I don't want to do coups, with our spies or anything like that. I don't want to spend too much time on sending volunteers out and winning the civil wars for the non-fascist factions. So I don't want to do too much of that. We'll just do it through the focus tree. So the interesting thing will be to see how many fascist factions there ends up being. Optimum, of course, would be one big powerful one for us to fight, but I do expect there will probably be at least 2, if not 3 fascist factions, just the way things go down. We'll just have to see what happens there. I'm interested to see how the different fascist factions will develop. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's first episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. If you're looking for anything to watch while you wait for the next episode, check out the front page of our channel. We have 3,000 something videos all sorted by genre, and we do play quite a bit of Hearts of Iron 4. I got 40 campaigns on the channel, something like that. Quite a few HOI 4 campaigns. So maybe check out one of the previous ones. The last one we played was as France. We also did a Soviet Union campaign a little while back as well. And we just recently played CK3, played as a Muslim in Iberia. So if you haven't watched that one already, then maybe go check that out. It was a role-play series, so like the England and Byzantine campaigns we did. So that was pretty fun, even though it was a difficult campaign. We had a lot of difficulties due to real-life issues. So that caused quite a few problems while doing that series. But yeah, it was a fun campaign overall. If you're looking for any links, check out the description of any of our videos. Found links to our PayPal, Patreon, and Teespring store if you'd like to help support the channel. You also found a link to our Discord if you'd like to join our community. And finally, I found links to all of our social media if you'd like to follow us on there. So I do hope to see you guys on the next episode. And thanks for watching.